Today we're going to be talking about the electric outboard motor. The rope, you can pull it up out of the water. Just kind of push it back.
This is us, motor in full speed, already out the end of the bay right here. Bixpy, they go to 12, so you know it's good.
Hey, I'm Dan Jimenez with Engearment, and today we're going to be talking about the electric outboard motor, the K1 by Bixpy. Bixpy is a company that's been around about 5 years now. They make small electric motors and motor mount accessories for kayaks, SUPs, and all sorts of small boats. This K1 outboard motor kit comes with the motor, the battery, and a wireless remote. It's the third iteration of motor that they've made in the last 5 years, and it is their smallest and lightest one yet. All right, let's check it out. So inside the kit you have the battery, waterproof, dustproof, all of the proofs. It's got little caps, screw-on caps to keep water out, dust out, nice little carrying handle, spot for the magnetic kill switch, and then LED indicator for how much battery power you have left. They have the charger for the battery, the wireless remote, Bluetooth connects to the system. It has 12 forward speeds, 3 reverse speeds, and a stop button. It also comes with this magnetic kill switch on a rope with this little handy loop. You can attach it a ton of different ways, but essentially that's on, activates the battery, and when this gets pulled off, it kills the battery, which kills the motor. This way, if you get separated from your boat, separated from your craft, it doesn't keep going while you're sitting there in the water. What's nice about this, you can configure this in a lot of different ways. Attach it to your life jacket, attach it around your wrist, around your ankle, kind of whatever you need. That's something you're going to see a lot with Bixpy's products. They basically leave it a little bit open-ended so you can customize it to your needs. And the last piece is the actual motor right here. So for now, ignore the rest of this. This is actually an aftermarket, the power pole adapter. I'll talk about that later on in the video. With this kit, it only comes with the motor, the battery, the remote, the kill switch. And here's the reason they do this. They want you to be able to use the motor in a wide range of situations to fit your needs. A lot of people are used to kind of the completely done for you, this fits this one specific thing. You buy the, iPhone 15 and it's really plug and play. Bixpy's a little bit different. They're more like the person who grew up building Lego or erector sets, or has a little bit of that DIY mindset, but really wants a lot of the big stuff done for them. It fits me perfectly because I love tinkering with things. I love making it completely custom. So that's one thing I really, really do appreciate about Bixpy. If you are looking for something that's completely idiot-proof, maybe this isn't for you. But then again, I mean, they have amazing YouTube videos to show you every single mount they have, how to mount it. They have all the solutions for you. You just need maybe a screwdriver and a pair of pliers. So let's get into some of the specs. The motor right here produces 33 pounds of thrust and basically reaches speeds between 3 to 5.5 miles an hour. So you're actually moving at a pretty good clip. All in all, this is a 10-pound setup, which is super light. Like I mentioned before, this battery is waterproof, dustproof. It's a 25-volt battery. The runtime is approximately 80 minutes at top speed. At some of the lower speeds, this could run up to 12 hours. I took it out the other day, messed around with it for about 30-45 minutes, and only one of the 4 LEDs has been worn down. So just to give you an idea, I wasn't running it full bore. It was kind of on off, trying different things, going backwards, turning, all of those things that I'm going to show you when we get out to the beach. One great thing about this motor system is there's literally dozens of mounts and mounting systems that you can get separately to fit your specific need. They work with a lot of big brands, Hobie, Boat, Isle, just to name a few. They're all on their website. They all have YouTube videos of how to use the specific mounts for kayaks and fishing. That seems to be a little bit more of kind of how they started and what they're more geared to. There's a ton of different ways to do it. Go to the website, tool around. It is not the most user-friendly website there is, but it is easy enough to find what you're looking for. Now let's talk about the power pole adapter. I recently did a review on the Isle Switch Pro stand-up paddleboard, and it already has a deck mount that has a motor mount on it. So they sent me this, which mounts perfectly to that. I'll show you that in just a moment. Here it is. We've got the Isle Switch Pro stand-up paddleboard that has the motor mount. We have the Bixpy K1 motor mounted at the end of the Bixpy power pole adapter, and we have the battery hooked up and set up just right here on top of the bungee. So just a couple cool features. It does have a rope that you can pull it up out of the water. This way, if you're launching from shallow water or returning to shallow water, or if you're just cruising around and you find yourself coming upon some shallow areas, you could just one-handed pull it out of the way, which is pretty cool. This right here accommodates basically the standard broom handle screw on it, and then this acts as your tiller. So you can kind of push it back and it's going to turn the motor however you want. Now we're going to show you a little bit more close-up view of what we got going on here. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this battery pack is not only waterproof, but it also floats. That's right. So if it does somehow slip off your board and into the water, it hopefully won't go too far and it won't sink. That's a real nice feature. We've got the tiller in the power pole adapter, the K1 motor right there. It is really a nice looking piece of machinery. Now I'm just going to give a little out of the water test. They say not to run the motor more than a few seconds at a time out of water because the water actually cools it down and keeps it from overheating, burning out, that type of thing. So I've got the kill switch. I'm going to put right on there. It's going to light up almost full charge from the last time I used it. Got the remote. Here's the motor, and all right. So I don't know if you could hear that, but it is super quiet. I mean, that thing is not very loud at all. Let's try one more time, maybe at a little higher speed. Still super quiet, especially for a motor. Awesome if you're fishing and even just recreational outdoor sports in general. Having all these loud gas-powered motors flying around the bay, just not as peaceful as something that's super quiet. And when that's underwater, you can barely hear it. Awesome feature about this motor. I wanted to get a close-up of how this system actually mounts to the board. So they already have these motor mounts on this specific paddleboard, the Isle Switch Pro. But you can see here, there are 4 screws that come out, and then this just screws right in. So got 2 hand turn nuts, and then 2 just regular hex nuts. Took me about 3 minutes to mount this, because first you have to put in these screws, screw them in to this plate, and then once all 4 screws, you just slide the plate on and then secure it down in those 4 areas. It did come with 4 of these, but They don't fit on the back here, just kind of how this is mounted and how long these screws are. It's also an example of kind of what I was mentioning before, how some kits that are completely done for you, this would all be flush and everything would look really clean, everything would fit perfectly. For this, because it's so adaptable to any situation, there's just all of these different solutions. So it might not be as clean in the finished product, but what it lacks in that put togetherness, it makes up for in its ability to be used in multiple situations. So enough talking about this on dry land. Let's take it out to the beach and see how it performs. All right, here we are at the lovely west side of Oahu. Really nice day out, pretty calm on this side. Got about 3 to 4 foot waves on the other side. So we've got the Isle Switch Pro stand-up paddleboard. Already has these motor mounts custom made for this Bixpy motor. Let's mount it up. Got our battery cable here. We've got the battery, undo the cover, which is really nice. They have these covers, especially when you're carrying everything out and there's sand everywhere. You don't get any sand in the connections. So that's kind of nice. Make sure it actually screws on there. There we go. And then we're just gonna tuck it right here under the bungee. It's heavy enough to stay there between the traction pad, the bungee, the weight of the battery. You know, as long as I'm not flipping the board, we should be fine. And remember, it floats. So if worse comes to worse, we dump it, it falls over. It's gonna be connected to this and it should be floating on top of the water. Here we've got the motor mount plate on the board. These are gonna be the 4 holes that we line up and mount, and then 2 turn screws, and then 2 screws with hex nuts. All right, so here we go, all set up, ready to go. Got our remote, got our kill switch, and we got our tiller. This is a extendable to 7-foot car window squeegee that I'm just going to be using for the tiller. Simple, easy setup. Just screws in like a broom handle. And now you're ready to go. Let's take it in the water. All right, now we're motoring. So now we're cruising. Got it maybe highest setting, maybe 1 or 2 shorter than highest setting, and I'm just gonna stay along the coastline. This is us motoring full speed, already out at the end of the bay right here. I'm gonna stay inside of the seawall, but pretty cool. I'm gonna turn my GPS watch on to track and see if we can find out how many miles per hour we can go with this thing. There's definitely a current with the water. We're in the ocean. I'm a 205-pound rider on this 11'6" Isle Switch Pro. So with that kind of resistance, let's see what we can get. We're gonna set it for full speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think they also have a quick double tap to get to 12, but we'll mess around with that later. 2.6, 2.8, 2.9, 3.1, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.7. About 3.7 is what we hit. I'm gonna mess around with this a little bit as I think I can make it better, and we'll try again. Now it's locked in. It wasn't quite locked in before, so we'll see if that makes a difference.
All right, standing up, we're at 4.1 miles an hour. Seems to be holding right there. 4.2. Got to turn a little bit, about to hit the jetty. Quick turn. All right, head towards the beach. We're going about 3.5, 4 miles an hour. It's a little windy. There's just stiff breeze. As you can see, my hat's blowing, and I am standing up, so creating a little bit of a sail effect in a negative way, because you know, the whole drag wind resistance thing. But yeah, pretty cool. It feels pretty cool. Just cruising along 4 miles an hour. We're gonna test how it turns. Check this out. That was a complete 360. Really quick, really tight. That's pretty solid. This is really fun for cruising up and down the shoreline or cruising around a lake or reservoir. You can cover a lot of ground really quickly with zero effort. So the only effort was basically pumping up the paddleboard to get started. And you know, for something like spear fishing or just even going out to a fishing spot, you know, where those boats are right over there, that normally would be maybe like a 30-minute kayak paddle. And by the time you get there, you're pretty smoked, and guess what? You have to come back to. And I could get out there in probably less than 5 minutes. That's pretty awesome. Cruising. Look at that. Getting that speed. Just at 3.5 miles an hour right now, just because I'm kind of going all over the place, not really holding it straight, and going into the wind. But yeah, fun, man. Really, really fun. I thought we were recording. Apparently we weren't. Fell off. Standing up, cruising, got a little cocky. And yeah, the kill switch worked like a charm. Engine cut off, so the board did not get away from me. So make sure you're wearing your kill switch. Been cruising around for a while, probably about 30-40 minutes, and the last time I took it out, 30-40 minutes, something like that. And that's how much battery life is left. I haven't charged it in between or anything. Now, I haven't been full throttle the entire 30-40 minutes, stopping, talking to the camera, moving things around, checking things out. But when I do like to get going, I crank it all the way up to 12. You know, I know most amps go to 10, and Spinal Tap, their amp goes to 11, but Bixpy, they go to 12. So, you know it's good. That was super fun. Such a great time. I really think this is a super cool invention, super cool innovation. Motor's awesome. Bixpy did a great job. Aesthetics wise, functionality, ability to mount it to many different platforms. Pretty awesome. They've only been around 5 years. I'm really looking forward to what they do in the next 5 years. And I imagine with the technology, the way it's moving, smaller, faster, lighter, and their innovative mindset that they already take, I am super excited to see what they come out with in the coming years.
All right, so there you have it, the K1 electric outboard motor and the power pole adapter by Bixpy. If you like this review, please hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below in the comments section and we'll get back to you. If you want any more gear reviews on anything outdoor or technical, from the ocean to the mountains, and even tech review like microphones, video cameras, lighting, and that type of stuff, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube Engearment channel and we'll keep you up to date on the latest gear. Thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Dan Jimenez.